Well, for more analysis, I am now joined by our international affairs editor, Armen Georgian. Hello, Armen.
Hello.
What do you make of the French president's comments on asylum seekers?
Well, it's very similar to what we've heard from the US and British governments, actually, which is that those who work directly with the French government should be evacuated as a matter of priority and urgency. So that's what France's focus is going to be in the next few days in Kabul. But I think what Macron's comments also imply is something that we've really understood from what other Western leaders have said as well, which is that those Afghans who have not worked with the West, but whose lives are still very much in danger, female judges, journalists, human rights activists, and so forth, there's no special provisions for them. My understanding is that a lot of those people are going to have to try to take their chances in a neighboring country, a third country. But here's the catch. How are they going to risk crossing a border that is controlled by the Taliban? All the borders are supposedly controlled by the Taliban at the moment. The very documents that they would need to walk into a consulate in a neighboring country, to an American or French consulate, to say, look, I think I qualify for an asylum application. Those are the very same documents that if the Taliban found on them crossing a border, those people would be in grave danger. And in fact, we've already heard reports of people destroying documents that would be dangerous for them as the Taliban conduct house-to-house searches in Kabul. So that's one thing. The other thing I took away from Macron's comments, I think when he talked about how France has to get ready for what he called irregular migratory flows. I think that is a reminder of how most mainstream politicians in Europe, like Macron or Merkel, ever since the European migrant, quote, crisis of 2015, they've always had a close eye on populist political parties, particularly just before presidential elections. And they're going to say things which they think will speak to people's security concerns and, the possibility of asylum seekers coming into the country. On that question, I want to show you a quick graphic. This is from the UN Refugee Agency, which estimated that in January 2021, Afghans were the second most common citizenship to claim asylum in Europe, 3,900 claims, after Syrians, 10,400 claims. So that's the figures from this January, but I think the expectation now is that as a result of this calamity in Afghanistan, that number of Afghan asylum claims will probably go up in the next few months and years as refugees do gradually find their way towards European shores. So I think that is probably something that was reflected in Macron's speech as well.
Okay, Armen, we'll have to unfortunately keep it there for now, but thank you very much for that analysis on the anticipation of asylum seekers here in France.